so much damage done?
Hi, Laura. Yes, I think that's the case. You're seeing these incidents growing in frequency. They're not covered well by the media, and I think people don't understand how dangerous it is out there for the cop on the beat right now.
And Ed Mullins, when I hear ambush and police in the same sentence, a chill goes down my spine. I feel it's such a deep feeling of anguish, because we think of police who are responding in good faith, contrary to what so many in the mob want you to think, to try to help someone. But then, as we've seen instances in the last year or two, police find themselves in an ambush situation. We just saw that that develop on the West Coast, I think last week, the week before, where there was that ambush. What about situations like that, and the fact, again, that the American media will not cover this?
Well, we saw that happen right here in New York City with police officer Ramos and Lou. We're finding it, criminals are being more and more emboldened by a lot of these mayors. If you think about that, we have stand-down orders of everything that's occurring as far as riots go and attacks on police. Just a couple of weeks back during COVID, we were sending SWAT teams in to enforce COVID violations. So what we're witnessing is anarchy. We need the American public to get out, to vote, to stand behind the police, and let us lead the way to bring back society the way it was meant to be in this country. We're a nation of laws. We will do the job, but we need to change these laws, and we need to get rid of the politicians who are definitely doing everything they can to disrupt the American way of life. And Mayor de Blasio in New York City is a classic example. He has to go. The mayor in Seattle, she has to go. But it's up to the people. The government belongs to the people. We need them to get out. The police will lead the way, but they need to back the police, and they need to get these politicians out of the way and to demand it.
Ed Davis, something that has not been covered. There's been a spike in the number of officers murdered this year, according to the FBI. 27 law enforcement officers have been reported feloniously killed in 2020. During the previous year, for the same period, 21 officers were feloniously killed. Ed, that is just tragic, and again, getting zero coverage in the rush to smear the police coast to coast.
It's a troubling trend, and we need to do something to turn around. The first thing that needs to happen is the politicians who for decades have stood shoulder to shoulder with us to fight crime are now turning their backs on us and saying things like all cops are racist, all cops are brutal. They know that's not the case. That's inciting people. It's dangerous.
I want to play this scene, troubling scene from Washington, D.C. this week. Watch.
You see these shields? This is what we call community policing. We don't need you. We got our own motherfucking people, and they actually standing up to protect these things.
And by the way, of course, a lot of minority police officers, they were calling pigs, of course, with the erudite reference to the F-bomb. Ed Davis, why is this sentiment of community policing harmful?
Well, I believe that the anarchists, the extremists, they're using anything that the police do as a negative example of control by the state, and that's not what police officers do. Police officers are out there to protect people and help people.
Now, the New York Post is reporting that one NYPD precinct commander is quitting his job in protest. He says his bosses are not giving him enough guidance on how to get guns and drugs off the street now that the department has disbanded and reassigned its anti-crime unit. Ed Mullins, morale. We've talked about this before, but I cannot imagine what the morale is like in the NYPD with de Blasio in charge, just like before Trump came in, the Border Patrol. So how are you going to recruit good officers in this environment?
Well, morale is at an all-time low after 38 years in the NYPD. It's the worst I've ever seen it. And to be quite honest with you, Laura, if I had any family member or friend, or for a mom or dad, anyone who's watching this, and their son or daughter or husband or wife is thinking about taking this job, I would have to be honest with you and tell you not to do it. You do not have the backing of anybody in the NYPD. Leadership in the NYPD is failing. They're following orders from the mayor, and it's time that they break ranks with the mayor and fulfill their constitutional duties, the oath they've sworn to protect. They're putting every police officer in harm's way, and once you get past us, you're next. It's coming to the public if they don't start defending the police and the issues of policing. We have terrible leadership across the board in a lot of states and in a lot of these departments who continue to play politics with their bosses, whether it be mayors or governors.
And I'm going to tell everybody tonight, electing Biden, if you think things are going to calm down, electing Biden, you're just going to reward the mobs that tried to burn it all down. That's going to be a big reward to the mobs. The lesson from that is keep threatening, keep burning, and you'll get even more stuff. Gentlemen, great to see you both. Thanks so much. And the PC mob comes to Disney World. Biden is out of the basement. And the latest in the Quobro saga, Raymond Arroyo has that and more in a special Thursday edition of The Follies next.